Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my daily drawing exercise and stuff. My name is Ezekiel Schmidt. I'm an artist in the Pacific Northwest, and we're just going to get right into it today. I'm on page 25 of Drawing Dynamic Hands by Bern Hogarth. Right now, what we're doing is proportions and measurements. We're on chapter 2. And per little poll that I put in the community thing, I'm going to do a little bit more talking now. I'm going to kind of explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Typically, before I used to talk a bit, but it was more like about philosophy and stuff like that while I was painting or what I was thinking about. But now I'm going to be talking about how I do what I'm drawing and everything. So first, what I'm doing is I'm just copying what I see on the page. This page right here. And pretty much what I do is I start by looking at particular angles, like in relation to, vertical or horizontal, and then I try to copy just very basic. I like to start at for like drawing hands, at least presently, I like to start with the, where the arm is, so that way I kind of get a little bit more of a foundation of what to draw, somewhere to start. If you just start drawing a hand, it kind of looks weird just to have just a floating hand without being attached to anything. So kind of just do similar angles, and I like to, instead of trying to draw around things, it's a lot easier just to, draw angles by doing straight lines instead of trying to like match always, by doing the same fluid motion. You can always just fill out later on how it's supposed to be. But anyways, so I'm looking at the angle of the hand and how it's kind of turned a bit. Just a little here. And start just by quickly drawing. So this is the little bone for the bones in the wrist, but we just make it as kind of like a regular mass. So what I'm doing first is I'm going to draw just like a square, just so that way I can at least see how wide and everything is. Because if you just start drawing by drawing one section and going like that and that and that, your hand proportions can get real weird. So on this, it shows that from point A, which is the top of the wrist, to point B, halfway in between that is point H. Okay, let's see, that's half there. Actually, no, that's not even half. Yeah, it's right here. And then from there, find point G, which is where the thumb, the first joint of the thumb right here. My computer is going super slow, so I got that. It's taking its sweet time to catch up. Yeah, right there. That's the joint for the thumb that's right here. But these are all proportion. And from there, we can do a little sweeping motion. So this lines up with the second knuckle of thumb, and then the rest of it. Oh man, wish I started a little bit over here. This part lines up, so let's just draw this first. So point A, B, and then point C, which is basically a third, I guess. So A, H, B, G, C. These are all at the same angle. trouble catching up to the speed of what I'm actually doing. So wait for it to catch up. Okay. And then from C to F is the same length. So the proportions go A, H, V, C, F. Those are all equal lengths. But a little bit, so I'd say about 2/3 of the way. Oh, there goes the camera. Oh, come on. Stupid piece of junk. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties now. Okay. Well, the camera's kind of back. But about 2/3 of the way, or right, a little bit less than that, between C and F, you have D, and then between that you have, halfway between that you have E. So these are going to be the lengths for the middle finger. So now I'm going to start by just using these points and places for the knuckles. Doing the ball and rod method. I think that C is a little too far down. D should be about here. Yeah. That looks a little bit more equal. Okay. And remember, knuckles aren't always like in a line. They're kind of a little bit curved because this one's furthest up, this one's a little bit further back, this one's a little bit further back, and then the pinky knuckle is set furthest back. Out of the fingers. The thumb is probably actually the furthest back, but that lines up with the middle of the hand. See? Slow. But anyways, hopefully it'll be better next stream. We're just having internet problems, I guess. So I'm just going to start by just connecting the dots, you could say. Just doing the basic thing that you see me do on the other ones. Well, first, so this, the tip of the thumb all the way through to, actually, this should be a little bit below the first knuckle, or the middle finger knuckle. It's a round kind of sweep. And so your knuckle for the ring finger and the index finger are going to go through that line, and the last knuckle for your pinky will also go through that. And then in between, so that's this knuckle here, and in between your middle finger, you're going to have another knuckle right here, about 2/3 of the way. 2/3 of the way. Down here. And that's going to line up approximately with the other one. A little bit behind it though. And then this will line up with the tip of the key right here. And typically if the fingers are spread apart, you're going to find that the tip of the finger will line up with where, I guess, your cuticle starts. And about the same area. So, let's connect these real quick. And I made some really good rooibos tea. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I got it from Trader Joe's, so it is so soothing. Put a little bit of honey in it. Delicious. And so for right now, I'm just connecting the dot or the knuckles by doing the same ball and rod method. And this last knuckle for the pinky should not be that high. It should be set in between the ring finger, so about 2/3 of the way. Actually, maybe more closer to half. Set back a little bit further, closer to half. This one lines up better with that. And you can see I'm still kind of learning, not learning, but you know, editing my shit as I which is how sketching really goes. It's really just, you're going quick, you're just trying to see proportions. And that's all we're trying to get right now. Now we got most of those proportions down, we can start kind of filling out the fleshy part. But before I do that, I'm gonna kind of do a little bit more work on in the drawing for this exercise page. It shows more of like basically where the bones are. So I'm just gonna quickly kind of sketch out the shape of those. Start with the thumb. And by the way, I'm listening to Carbon-Based Lifeforms again. I can't remember the name of this one. Oh, it's Hydroponics is the album name. I'm only doing a very basic sketch, so that way I don't want to get caught up in details. This isn't about doing details yet. This is about just kind of understanding where everything is coming from, where it's going. Okay, so we got that, and then on the thumb, like that. And that's what makes these your knuckles, essentially. You know, that's why it has this kind of undulating form. If you look at my thumb, which will eventually appear. Camera's having some weird issues. Sorry about that. See, so if you look at my thumb, you'll see kind of the curve and then the little knob, which is pretty typical when you're drawing. It depends on how much flesh is on the finger, but it's good to start out with just kind of like this indent, because then you can just fill in whatever fleshy part you need to, instead of having to struggle with like, oh, you know, making sure that, because the fingers always have a little bit of a sweep, especially like when you're pointing at something. So it's easier just to draw the sweep both ways than it is to, and then fill it out later, than it is to try to figure it out on the fly. But anyways. Remember, the whole point of sketching is not to make it look perfect. This isn't, you're not trying to do a finished drawing. You're just trying to get your brain to kind of understand proportions and go not quick as possible, but quicker than you would normally go. And that kind of, for me, it helps build up the ability to not necessarily go faster, but to understand faster. Then you'll be able to look at something like, oh yeah, I know how to sketch that, how to draw that. And you won't have to take as long trying to figure it out just because you've already done this like 50 times. So right now I'm drawing the little meaty bits by starting, you want like the thicker part to be closer to the knuckle and kind of go in and then start again. So like the meatiest parts, the widest parts can be like about here. And go in a little bit and then come out again once you get close to the knuckle. And there's always, remember, your hands always have that little bit of webbing in between, so you won't see it necessarily on the, when you're looking at the palm side. See, there's the webbing. Yeah, and the palm side you won't necessarily see it, but on the other side you definitely will. So make sure to draw that in, because they always, the fingers all connect. They're not just, you know, they're not like that. They go like this. It's a little bit above where the knuckles usually are. So going back to drawing the kind of the waves. Fingers. I like to think of it as kind of like a teardrop shape, or like a really thin heart shape, essentially. A to B. Should be a little closer to here, I guess. And we're just going through the part of the palm is, or the, never usually just round, usually like little indents, things coming together because there's different muscles that are coming together and squeezing and contracting and then compressing, squeezing out other muscles. Like over here, so we're gonna go back over here and I'm gonna finish sketching out where these little lines are. Now that's kind of, let's draw on the radius and the ulna. A little bit of the bone right here. That knob that's right here on your wrist. The opposite side of the thumb. It's always on the opposite side of the thumb, remember that. At least that's where it's most prominent. Go back, a little bit of meat, a little bit more meat around the thumb area. And that's it for drawing the proportions of the hand. Hope y'all got something out of this. I really enjoy doing these practice sessions in the morning. While my brain's still fresh and I still have the willpower to do stuff. Let's finish a little crab looking like this. Just want to show you a little bit better. But yeah. That's essentially the proportions for the hands. So you got the middle portion right here. Start A, B, one whole hand length, and then from B to F, it's the same length as the A to B. So from A to B is B to F, and from A to C, so is or A to H, so is B to C, and then about 2/3, so almost like a half, is from C to D. E is about half between D and F, and then G, which is where your first thumb knuckle will be, is direct as same portion as A to H, so H to G, same. And you have the sweeping motion, these knuckles kind of lining up in a rounded form. And same thing with the tip of the thumb. And the camera went out again. Stupid piece of junk. Yeah, there we go. Sweeping motion where the index finger and the ring finger, their knuckles kind of line up as well. which will line up with the last knuckle of your pinky. And the tip of the pinky will generally line up. Everybody has a different finger proportion, so if you're drawing from real life and it doesn't really match up, that's fine. But this is a good general rule of thumb, you could say. So like the last knuckle of the ring finger is going to line up. It's typically one, I guess. This kind of makes it to where like the ring finger and the index finger are the same, but for me, it's actually a little bit the opposite. The index finger is a little bit longer. So, I do it. But when separated, they're kind of, they're still a little longer. But you can change it however you want. Just make sure it's not longer than the middle finger. And that's going to be the proportions. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this sketch. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully my camera will be working better. If you like my work, check out ezekielschmidtart.com. If you want to see more of my work, I have lots of cool stuff on there. Just clicking the link in the description lets me know that people actually care. So I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.